Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday team call. Thanks so much for being willing to start just a little bit early. I did have some things on my heart that I wanted to share before I turn it over to Patrick and Matt. Matt Rutledge being our host this morning, but I wanted to, our plan was to start at 10 and then me turn it over to them by 10:15 or so. But with what Patrick is going to cover today, I think it's huge. I think it's going to be incredible for you guys to see the process. You guys hear us promote all the time about refer to your upline, to your specific upline advanced market specialist. Whatever team you're on, you've got an upline advanced market specialist. Okay, if you don't know who that is, all you've got to do is send me a text or ask your growing upline, and they will point you to who you should take your business to. Okay, so but you guys hear us talk about refer all the time because debt elimination, I believe debt elimination is going to become more and more like a main thing with us in mortgage protection. Listen, living benefit life insurance will never take a back seat to anything or anybody, because living benefit life insurance, I mean, therein is the protection that so many people are looking for and want to accomplish. But outside of that, in addition to that, I will tell you what, I do think that more and more people in the United States of America, especially more and more of middle income America, they're becoming aware of how detrimental their debt structure is. And so, what are ways of reducing debt? Okay. Now, I'm not going to go through this, but this is a topic that I think that we should hit. It may be a topic that Patrick and Matt will go through a little bit later on the call today. But I just want to let you guys know that by me giving the bulk of the time on our team, our precious team call, I know we've added Mondays and Wednesdays to it, so we do get more time with you. But guys, I consider Thursdays to be precious. Okay, so for me to give pretty much the whole call today and devote it toward debt elimination, I just want you guys to know that speaks volumes as to where I'm putting debt elimination. Okay. So that having been said, I do want to cover some things, and this has been on my heart this week. Those of you guys that plugged into the Wednesday daily card table, or the DCT as we call it in preparation for the DRT, but you guys really heard my heart as it really relates to this. And so I really yesterday I talked about the maturity of the simple maturity of looking at this as a career versus a hobby. If it's a hobby and you're here because you got your life insurance license, you've got a full-time job, this is like a part-time, like, hey, if I can make some money, great. If that's you, hey, listen, welcome. Okay. But my message yesterday and today, my message is more towards the people that this is their livelihood. Okay. Whether they're part-time, but looking to make a quick transition to full-time, or whether you're full-time already, cash flow is not optional. Cash flow is our oxygen. And if something is your oxygen, that is the source of life. Okay. So it's like if you were diving down in the beautiful blue ocean, and you were diving deep, and you had oxygen tank and all of this stuff. I mean, how important is the functionality of your oxygen tank? How important is it? Well, the deeper you go, the more important it becomes. It becomes vital. And so cash flow in our business is vital. Therefore, I want to make sure that what you're hearing from me and the leaders, I want to make sure that what you're hearing is we're putting like our tonality, our passion towards your profitability is equivalent to how important it is, which is if it is oxygen, then there's nothing more important than your profitability. So no games, well, I don't know how to say that, but just, hey, we're not going to play games with your profitability. Please don't you play games with your profitability. So yesterday we talked about maturity. We talked about looking at this as a career and what that meant. If you're looking at it as a career, are you giving it the attention of a career? I do know that 1099 working from home, like most of you guys do, because you're interested in virtual, I do know that does pose problems, because even your own family, being that you're not in the corner office downtown in a high rise, your family thinks, wow, well, you don't really work. Well, you do work, but you've got flexibility because you control your time. Well, the challenge with that is that if you don't learn how to control your time and discipline yourself even more than the executive in the corner office, I mean, why do you expect to make an executive-like income when you're not putting in executive-like hours? How can you expect to make an executive-like income if you're not putting in the time, the effort, the hours? And so the maturity aspect of looking at this and treating this as a career is just what it sounds like. So let's step up and elevate. Let's elevate. Let's man up, and let's start looking at this as a career, treating this as a career, and giving it the attention that a career like I described yesterday, the career I described yesterday was Jim Goodnight with SAS. SAS is in Cary, North Carolina, a very sought after company to work for. And if Jim Goodnight called you up and said, hey, I'm going to give you a position on my upper level management team, we're going to give you a $350,000, $400,000 a year salary, all the benefits, company car, country club membership, travel perks, all of that we're going to give to you, then at least understand and be thinking that all of these things, that's great, but what's required? What's required of me to be able to keep this job? Okay, what type of productivity, or if they're going to give me all of that, which they don't give you anything, but if they're going to give me all of that, what is the productivity that is required of me? So when you start looking at your business the same way, when you start looking at your business as a Fortune 100 career, and you start maybe in your mind's eye, you start thinking, hey, every day, whether I wrap up in my office at 5 o'clock, whether I wrap up in my office at 10 o'clock, or whether I decide to work the West Coast and I stay up until midnight or later, okay? But at the end of my day, I've got to give an account of my activities and my results. Even more important than activities, my results. Intentions are good to communicate, but it is the results that the bottom line results that people look for. So if you're addressing your board of directors, that's mentally, you want to get in a habit of addressing them on a daily basis, maybe a weekly basis, but at the very longest, a weekly basis, right? And so you want to give account to what you've been responsible for and what you've made happen, what you've moved. You've moved the needle because of your leadership. Leadership definition is influence. So what needle and what direction have you moved the needle based on your influence? Make no mistake about it. That's what they pay the big bucks for, not only in high level W-2, but also 1099. To successful people in 1099, they learn how to move the needle. Okay. And I will tell you, that is influence, that's leadership one-on-one. Okay, so your key to massive personal production, which is what I wanted to title this talk today, that I'm going to give here in about 7 or 8 minutes. Okay, your key to massive personal production is, get ready, and if you're taking notes, I want you to write this down. Okay, your key to massive personal production, personal profitability is you. Okay. The system is the system. The system is a systematic. It's best practices. It's knowledge on how to do in-home or in virtual presentations. It's knowledge on how to book appointments. It's knowledge on how to overcome objections, all kinds of objections. It's that knowledge. Plus, when you look at the lead system is part of the system because, again, that's how we all choose to market. So how do we get in front of qualified prospects? Well, we do that through mortgage protection leads via Integrity's lead system, Lead Center. Okay. So your key to massive personal profitability, it is you. It is you plugging into the system, and it is you utilizing the system on your behalf. Utilize all parts of the system for you to be able to hit your goals every single day. Choose your path. We communicate our opportunity in two ways. There's a self-driven temporary income that is produced from your own pen. It is you as a personal producer going out and moving products from top A-rated carriers to middle income America. And so what you're able to do on your own pen, creating that distribution channel, you get paid for that. That's a path. Okay. I'm picking the path of personal production. Okay. Therefore, you want to become type of person, you want to grow into the type of person that people want to do business with. Okay. People want to be led. Okay. Writing business and succeeding in this business, it is a function of human nature. It is a function of recognizing and overcoming human nature. When you call people up, why does it tend to be so hard? Why is there such a force in you booking an appointment? Well, because human nature. It's the same force that when I walk into a men's dress shop, or if I walk into anywhere and somebody says, "Can I help you?" What do I say? What everybody says. No, I don't need. I'm just looking. Right? Well, guys, that's human nature. But how awesome is it when you're walking into somewhere and you're maybe you are just looking, but maybe you know that you're kind of in the market for. How awesome is it when somebody comes and really does endear themselves to you and starts to lead you, and you develop trust in that person when you walk out of that store having bought, not having been sold, but when you walk out of that store having bought, you absolutely feel so good, and you think well of that person. In other words, that's your person. From here on out, whenever you need something, you talk about that person because, man, they're awesome. Why? Because they help you overcome your basic human nature, and they led you to doing something that you know you already wanted to do. Guys, I can't think of a better way of describing life insurance. Nobody wants to have the conversation. Nobody wants to set the appointment. But when you, because of how freaking awesome you become, when you learn how to lead people, when you start to become bolder than people's objections, when you start to become stronger than people's, I know I'm just looking, or I just want to think about it, or I've already got that taken care of, or can you call me after the holidays? Whatever it is, when you see past those human nature responses of, I just want to be safe. I just want to be safe. I don't want to venture. I just want to be safe. And when you see past those things and you become stronger and you pull people in and you lead them, that's when incredible things happen in your business, and you become the very best. You become the best in the industry. Guys, I'm just telling you, when I was out writing business, I was the freaking best. I knew how to overcome human nature. I wasn't going to let small little human nature, I was not going to let that deter me from overcoming that and booking the appointment. I was not going to allow you telling me no over the phone I was not going to allow that to keep me from door knocking you and letting you see my eyeballs and what a quality individual I am, because I'm the type of person that you wouldn't mind having in your home. I overcame that. I got the information. Guys, when I invested in leads, my commitment was I'm going to retire those suckers. And retiring them it's I never allowed a no over the phone to retire. Now, you tell me no over the phone, I'm not interested. I've got it taken care of, all that stuff, fantastic. But here's the thing. Because in the way that you tell me that, there are certain objections that I can overcome and work within your human nature. And then there's certain ways of tonality and there's certain objections that I can't overcome. And I understand the difference. That's the big thing. I understand that if I try to overcome what you just told me, all I'm going to do is offend you. So here's what I do. I put your lead in my stack. And when I'm out door knocking, because I love working local, I love being the local field underwriter. I'm going to stop by your house and I'm going to let you know, hey, my name's John Kight. We spoke briefly on the phone. You said you weren't interested, but hey, listen, man, I know how, listen, anytime anybody calls me on the phone and they, whatever, I just know how I am. I was in your neighborhood. I just want to stop by. I wanted to introduce myself and I just want to let you know that, hey, man, whatever you're trying to accomplish, I'd love just to come by and get some things in front of you, because again, if you're trying to accomplish something, I shudder to think if you've already sat down with somebody and you've already gotten information, I'm just telling you, I don't think that you've gotten the very best information because it hasn't come from me. Okay. Now, you may say that's the most arrogant thing in the world. That's what I believe. Nobody understands how to communicate value for $85 a month like I do. I see all these conversations online and all that stuff. And you know what I see? I see weak ass agents that are just trying to overcome price objections. How do I find the best price? I'm going to write fully underwritten and I'm going to make them go through a 6-month process that's probably going to make them uninsurable for the rest of their life just because I'm not strong enough to sell them simplified issue. I'm in a race. I got to give them the best price, all the while they see no freaking value. And I'm just telling you guys, if you're going to choose this as a career, we've got to start addressing some of those issues. And my ultimate goal is to bring out the freaking best in you. How do I bring out the best in you? I make you start thinking new things about yourself. How do I bring out the best in you? I make you start thinking new things. Things that are true, not things that are a lie, not your past, not your experiences in life that for the most part haven't gone the way you want them to go, and all the mistakes you've made, silly, all the mistakes. See, isn't that the way most people shape their self-image? All the mistakes they made, all the ways they feel inferior. You know, we judge everybody based on their intentions, but we judge ourselves based on our actions, right? That never works out good for us, but it's all a comparing game. It's comparing my life to your life. Your life looks so much better than mine. And that's where most of us live. And then we enter into this world that commands us to embrace failure. And we get on the phones and we're namby-pamby with people. People are looking to be led. People want somebody strong to call them up and take the lead and lead them to doing what they know they already want to do, which is protect their family. And when you do that, you're going to become one of the most revered people in the country, because you're going to have a certain number of clients that look at you as, dadgummit, they're the best. Why are they the best? Because they served me. And when you know somebody's overcome your basic human nature to really help you do something, you know, it's like hiring a personal coach. It's like hiring a fitness coach. Okay, why can they do what you've not been able to do? Okay, you've been wanting to lose that 25, 30, 50 pounds forever. Why can't you do it? But why is it that when you open yourself up and they take the lead, and they're a strong coach who loves you enough to see you actually attain the result, How is it that you can make yourself do almost superhuman things and create superhuman type results with that person's influence? Okay. It's the same thing. Okay. So with that, my goal, it is to help us individually and as a team start to see ourselves the way we've got to see ourselves in order to reach our goals and to serve our marketplace the way we want to serve it. Okay, that's it in a nutshell. We talk about the four things that your life must revolve around these four things if it's going to be a career. You've got to listen. You've got to be teachable. Okay. You can't say, what do I feel like doing today? Or what do I think I should do today? Guys, get in submission to somebody who has the results that you want to have and ask them, what do I need to do today? What do I need to accomplish today? If it's Monday, what do I need to accomplish over this next 48 hours? Okay. And I'm going to look at my week as 3 to 4 sets of 48 hours, right? I'm going to look at my week as, and what do I need to be accomplishing? Okay. Divorcing myself from the results, or divorcing myself from the being emotional. I want to fall in love with the process. Okay. And I want to do what somebody that is in life where I want to be. I want to do what they tell me to do, because that's when I'm going to start attaining the results that they've attained. Okay, so listen, be teachable. Number 2, we got to work smart. That's called working smart, what I just talked about. Number 3, you got to cash flow. You got to make money. You got to write business. How many applications have you written this week? Okay. If your path is going to be S quadrant, it's all about applications. Every single 48-hour time, it's about applications. It's about building that pipeline where applications come out of that. If you're picking B quadrant, it's that, plus it's how many people have you interviewed and hired, et cetera. Okay, going down. Okay, so we got to produce. And then number 4, it's called association. It's called getting fanatical about your life. Have you done that yet? Have you gotten fanatical about your life and about your association? Have you gotten fanatical about that? Have you absolutely shut down things in your life, whether it's social media, whether it's computer stuff, or whether it's TV? Have you shut off your ears and eyes from information that's not going to make any difference to where you're going in life? And for a short season of your life, can you saturate your mind, what you see and what you hear? Can you saturate who you are with where you want to go in life? And so if I'm going to watch something, if I'm going to listen to something, if I'm going to, what it's like it's purpose driven. My association is purpose driven. And so, guys, those are the 4 things that have to dominate your life. And under those 4 things, I promise you there's more to do than any 24-hour period of time. But that's the rhythm of successful people. And so, again, thanks so much for jumping on early.